Hi, HDK. Hi, online. Good to see you all. Hope Discovery Kids, did you know that when we follow Jesus, we get to live in a new kingdom? Yes, in a new kingdom. I'm Christy, and we've already heard today, haven't we, that Jesus died on the cross, he rose again, and he spent about 40 days being with his disciples after he'd risen from the dead. He talked to them, he spent time with them, he even made them breakfast on the beach, didn't he? Breakfast on the beach. He was their friend and he spent time with them. And it reminds me of our big idea. Do you remember what our big idea is? Jesus is alive. That's right, and he's still alive. Who knows that Jesus is our friend? We've said that a couple of times already today, haven't we? But can we be more than one thing at a time? I think we can. So, if I think about me, I'm Christy, and I am April's mum, right? So I'm a mum. But I'm also Danny's wife. Do you remember the guy on the screen with the beard before? Who is that random man? That's my husband, Danny, right? So I am April's mum. I am Danny's wife. My mum's name is Lona. That's a bit of a strange name, isn't it? But I'm her daughter, right? I'm also Dorothy's friend. So I'm a wife and a mother and a daughter and a friend. I'm Karis' sister. I'm also the lead minister here at Door of Hope. I'm quite a few different things, aren't I? So we have a few different roles and relationships that we do in life, but I'm still Christy, right? Well, Jesus is the same. So he is our friend. Jesus is also God. Remember that one? He's also with us always. And today, we really want you to remember that Jesus is also our King. That's right. He's our friend as well as our King. And he is all of these things all the time. He's all of these things all the time. So, Jesus left the physical earth, right, where we are, and left his body, but the Spirit of Jesus is still here. Jesus is King, and we get to live under his kingship. Now, that's a big word, living under his kingship. Just hold on a second. I'm going to duck over here and get something. Look at that. It is an umbrella. Can we still... Oh, there we go. It is an umbrella. So living in God's kingdom got me thinking, what does God's kingdom or living under his kingship look like? I think it looks a bit like living under an umbrella. Who heard the rain last night? It was loud, wasn't it? I wonder where you are, maybe it's rained recently where you are. But when you stand under an umbrella, you're covered, right? You're protected. What happens when you stand outside? You get wet. You get wet. And we can also be outside of God's kingdom, but when he becomes our forever friend, we are under God's kingdom, like a big, dry, comfy, protective umbrella. When we follow Jesus and he's our King, we get to live under his kingdom rule. Now, the rules we heard before about what happens when they're a king, they can feel a bit much, can't they? So many rules to live under. But when God's in charge and we live under his rule, actually that makes things good for us. When we follow the King and live under his umbrella, we get to give a good life because he is a good God that made this good world for us. He teaches us how to live well. In our stories that we watch on the screen, we get to hear about how God teaches us. And he teaches us to live well, and we can read those things. Where can we read those? Where can we read Jesus' teachings? In the Bible, that's right. That's where you can read them. You can listen to them also by watching those little clips that we watch, the Bible stories on our YouTube channel. We know that because God is a king, he is in charge. I want you to think, there's some big things that happen in our lives, aren't there? And there's some big things that happen in our world. Maybe you've heard some of them on the news. Can you think maybe there's something that might be worrying you because you feel like it's too big? When we live in God's kingdom, he's in charge of all those big things. We're safe from big things. We don't have to worry about how to fix them. That's God's job to fix them, and we can be confident in how he fixes things in our world. Right, he teaches us how to live, how to use our words, how to be generous with our things and our money, and how to look out for those who need our help or maybe are going through a tough time. That's part of living under his umbrella of his kingdom. He also gives us his Holy Spirit, right? To listen, he teaches us how to pray, how to chat with God, and also how to catch from God and how to listen to him. Jesus showed us that he loves us, he cares for us, our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, those parts of us that connect with him. He loves all of those things. But the awesome part, right, we live in his kingdom. It's not just about following rules because we have a job to do too. Who has a job? Who has a job online? Do you have jobs at home? I have a job. You have probably lots of jobs, right? Our job in the kingdom, listen to this, everyone, is to worship and honor Jesus, King Jesus, with our actions and our words. So I can say in God's kingdom, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, a friend, an auntie, a wife, but best of all, I am a worshipper of King Jesus. Our whole lives living under this umbrella, under God's kingdom rule. Remember, we can talk and think about Jesus in different ways. He's our friend, he's God, he's always present, but he's also our King. That's right. And we need to remember to honor and worship him. Now, I have a question for you as we finish. If we believe that Jesus is the King of Kings and we live under his umbrella, I know I'm also a worshipper of the King, and you can be a worshipper of the King too.